What's going on, guys? I'm back with a brand new series review for you guys. And I just watched The Penguin, starring Colin Farrell, Kristen Milioti, and Renzi Felice. First of all, I have to ask this question after watching this show. What damn direction is DC going with Batman at this point?
There goes the neighborhood.
Because after watching The Batman with the whiny ass young Batman and glimpses, not glimpses, more than glimpses, a cameo of the new Penguin we're getting of Colin Farrell and Catwoman and Riddler and all that. And then we get the entire show of the Penguin out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. All right. And there's a hint.
Because of the implication.
There's a hint. Okay. Of more to come. I'm just going to put it like that. Whether it be movie-wise or show-wise. So where are they going to go with this? And I have some suggestions. I'm not just going to ask the question. I'm also going to suggest some ideas that they should try out. All right? Let me take this off so I can concentrate a little clearer here. I got 4 points to make in this. And it should be more than 4, but that's going to take too much time because there are a lot more villains than just 4 that should really be in this world. My thing is with this. This seems like they're going a whole new direction as far as Batman villains, storylines, just the way they did the Batman itself. It was more of a realistic approach, as far as real as you can get with Gotham City, which does not exist. But as real as you can get with that, it's more a realistic approach. You didn't have the Penguin come out with a long beak nose going whack, 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 with the umbrella shooting bullets out of umbrella and having birds all over his palace and all this, doing all this weird bird stuff because he's the Penguin. He didn't do all that in the Batman, right? He didn't do all that, man. All right, so, and he didn't do that in the show either. He was more a realistic mob boss type kind of dude. So I like that direction that they're going so far. I think there are other villains that could be explored as far as this new outlook on how they should do Batman movies and shows. And my first one that I'm going to go after, of course, is the Penguin. Duh, because we just got off Penguin season 1. So, of course, I'm going to review that a little later on, the actual season. But afterwards, what is going to happen to the Penguin afterwards? What I think is going to happen is, I think the Penguin is going to be the main villain in the next Batman movie. That's just my opinion. Or that's what I see best for this franchise. The Penguin should be the main villain. With all we've seen out of the show, the Penguin should most definitely be our main focus. And then there should be a side character, just like they did with the Batman the first time around. You had the Riddler that they focused on, and the Penguin was the side character. The side villain, I'm sorry. And so this time around, the Penguin should be the main guy, and then the side villain should be no other than Poison Ivy. Hear me out, please hear me out. Because in this new world that they're making up for Gotham, which is more realistic, it's not going to be this, freak of nature that can control plants and and vines grow around her, and she talks to plants and stuff. It's not gonna be all that corny stuff. It's not gonna be all that corny stuff. All right. I think this time around, it should fit more of what her name is, Poison Ivy. So she should be this criminal mastermind that specifies in poisons of all kinds, whether they come from a plant. And the main poison she used should probably come from plants. It's just go like that. It should be something creative like that, but still sounds more realistic than her talking to plants and making them fight humans at her command. That's not. Yeah, I don't think that's what this new birth of Gotham is all about. So when I say that she should be a poison specialist, that's going to work for the best. A lot of people are not going to see where this would go, but I can see this going really good. If we're staying on track with the same mentality of what the Penguin had and what the Batman was delivering to us. All right. Then there's another one. Mr. Freeze or Deathstroke. Mr. Freeze or Deathstroke for that third installment. Because after, let me put it like this. You'll have the Penguin movie focusing on him. Then there's Poison Ivy, right? Who's a side villain in that one. Then the next thing that comes around should be Poison Ivy and her own show. She should get her own show. Just like the Penguin got his own shot. But they're probably going to try to make a season 2 for Penguin. I don't think they should go that route. I don't think they should even go that route. Don't do it. There's really no more to be explored with the world of Penguin, honestly. So this time around, go ahead and let's get into some Poison Ivy. But on that next one, Mr. Freeze should have his own damn movie as well. Now let's get into Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze most likely would be this sick psychopathic murderer who's obsessed with storing his bodies in a big freezer. Or also sending his victims to the freezer to suffer and just sitting there to their last days until they freeze to death. I can see that being a more realistic Mr. Freeze. And when he wants to go in there, he puts on a big overcoat and everything, the whole get up. He goes in there and he gets to torturing his victims. I can see this happening, just like how they did the Riddler, where he was like a psychopath who wrote all these notes with questions and so. That's how the Riddler really would be. And so this is how Mr. Freeze really would be. Now, of course, if this goes to plan, like I've been saying all along, there's going to be a Mr. Freeze show, right? And I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Freeze is going to have his own movie, he's going to be the main villain in the next Batman, the other Batman that comes after that, and then there's going to be another side character, the Joker. Because they've been building up to the Joker this entire time. They do it on the Batman. They do it in the Penguin. They've been building up for the young Joker. And so with all these movies and shows coming out, the Joker that they're building up to would have time to grow up. And that's when you get the last movie of this series where the Joker is the main villain. And this should be the best one. Because if we're dealing with a whole bunch of psychopaths back and forth, the Joker's supposed to be the worst one. The worst out of everyone in the catalog, in the run up. So we're going to get a show. Now, the Joker might not be as cartoonish as we're used to. And but he's still going to be bad, crazy. Believe that. All right. I see a vision. I want to make it come true. Right? But now we have the Penguin. And my question is, will this show be any good? Will it be worth continuing from this show? We're about to find out. Let's go. The Penguin, for those that don't know, for those that are not aware, if you don't know about the Penguin by now, and it's his show and what he's doing, and the fact that it's Colin Farrell, surprise, surprise, you're not a DC fan. You're not a DC fan. And I'm not saying anything crucial because I'm not a super duper DC fan either. I just like the animated movies. All right, but still, you're not really into DC like that. If you don't know about the Penguin right now, okay. Penalize. The Penguin, pretty much, of course, coming off the movie The Batman, we now have, Oswald Cobb, whatever his name is, aka the Penguin, showing how he's coming to his rise and being one of the biggest gangsters in Gotham. Okay, from being the driver of the Falcone family to just backstabbing everybody in his path eventually. All right, dealing with his mom and her situation, hiding her from the enemies. Okay, getting a new sidekick, to help him out. Victor, I think it's Victor. Yeah, Victor's helping him out through this whole fiasco, so he can trick both crime families, the Falcones and the Salvatores, into just succumbing to his will. Or you either succumb to his will or you die, or you get tricked into being at the bottom of the totem pole. All right, and that's pretty much Penguin's plan all the way through. That's just on his way to success. This is his plan, to just backstab everyone in Gotham. All right, positives. The Penguin is not a redeemable character. In other words, you know how when they give a villain or villain his own show or their show, and so your main focus is that villain, right? So then you start to feel bad for certain things that happen to said villain, because that's what the show is about, right? Well, in this case, the Penguin is not that guy. He's not that guy to feel sorry for. You at first you want to, but then you realize, oh, he's really a piece of crap. Oh, he's a lot of work there. He's a lot of work. There's things you find out about the Penguin that you just are terrifying. He has no soul, no heart, not at all. He makes decisions that are extremely selfish. And but he loves his mom so much. We'll get into that later on. It's almost creepy, but he loves his mom so much, right? And there's also things that could contradict that, if you want to say it. All right. And then towards the conclusion of this, other things happen. All right. Other things just manifest, and damn, I can't say too much, but he just creates chaos for himself and others everywhere he goes. And he has no remorse for anything he does. All right. Another positive. Sophia Falcone's backstory is incredibly the best backstory in the show. All right. She goes through a lot from being the daughter of one of the head mob bosses in Gotham, who's doing some crazy stuff with women, and it's a lot going on there. She gets framed for certain things going on is sent to the asylum, Arkham Asylum. All right, for a while. It's a pretty messed up storyline. She goes through a lot. She goes through a lot throughout that. Loses someone close to her because of someone else. Man. A lot of anger pent up, building up that entire time. All that stuff she's going through. It's an incredible storyline. And then the thing she does when she gets out to get back at the haters, you know, people who just despise her entire life for no reason, for false claims. It's crazy. Another positive. Penguin is a top tier liar. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy lies so much. I think he's actually believing his own damn lies. Okay? At one moment, he's telling... every time he talks, let's put it like this. Every time he talks, it's a lie. It's a lie. And he goes into detail on his lies. And he just keeps stirring up his own bull crap. Like a witch at a big black pot. Just keeps stirring it up. It's like he has lies on in the back of the store, ready. He has lies stored up for everything. He's a compulsive liar. And he lives off of the lies that he tells. And I think he's so deluded and delusional from this. Something is wrong with the Penguin. Seriously wrong. I thought the Joker was a scary person. No, the Penguin is coming up second. He's coming up a strong second, and I never thought that I would say that because we saw the movie with the Riddler. He was a piece of work as well, but he was obviously an insane person. The Penguin can come off as if he has, some normal features to him, but normal personality traits, almost until you find out about that first lie he told you. It's crazy. It's insane, bro. Last positive. The dark tone of the show fits Gotham so well. It fits the Penguin so well. I'm sorry. Gotham. It's a Gotham type thing going on here. All right. It's almost every time it's nighttime all the time. Not all the time, but when it turns night, it feels right. The show feels right. The characters, everyone is so messed up and gloomy, and there are no upbeat, happy people in this show. Everyone is depressed and they have problems and they have issues, or they're just traumatized from certain things that happened in their life. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it didn't give you this cartoony feel. This is real. It's real. It's so real. As real as you're gonna get. Like I said, as real as you're gonna get with Gotham. Okay? Gotham, a made up city, a town, I guess around New York. Inside of New York, an outskirt of New York, whatever. Because they all got some New York accents strong. All right? But it's dark. It's dark. The things that happen to these characters, the violence that takes place out of nowhere. Every time an episode came on, when that warning came on, you're gonna see violence. If you don't see anything else, you're gonna see violence on that warning sign. Okay, every time, because a lot of killing was going on. in this show. Easily. They didn't even think about when they killed someone. Not one time. Right? I'm a little scared of a lot of characters in this show. A lot. Even the non-criminals. I'm scared of them too. Okay? It's that crazy. Negatives. Sophia is a complete idiot. And yes, I just said I loved her background story and how she went through so much pain and misery. And this is why she is just a wreck of a person. But she's still an idiot. How many? And I know, man. I know. The Penguin is not supposed to die because we know it's a character that lives on and goes on, and he's supposed to be a part of the DC world, the Gotham world, right? So we know that already. I went into the show knowing this, but still, you have to stop capturing the Penguin and then not doing anything, but torturing him and talking to him and trying to give him a life lesson and stuff. And no, the more you do this, the more time you're giving this psychopath, this sociopath, to figure a way to finesse his way out of this. You idiot. That irritated me. That really irritated me, man. It really did. Another negative. More sex, please. And I'm not trying to sound like a desperate 15-year-old on a Saturday night trying to watch something good on HBO. I'm just saying, it's HBO. You know what HBO is known for. Where are the sex scenes? You are now dealing with a more adult appropriate DC show. And it's not an animated show. And they've had more sex on an animated show than on this show. There was one sex scene. Maybe two. Or 1.5, you could say. But I was really disappointed. I'm going to really need them to up the sex in this show. Turn it up a little bit. More scenes like that. That's more realistic. In a city like this, you know it's going down. You know the sexual gratification is going on. Okay? Don't play around like that. Next negative. Turn up the violence a little more. Yeah, I said the violence painted a good picture for the dark tone of this show, but I thought it was going to be a little more graphic than that. I thought it was. See, that was the issue with the Batman. You made it PG-13. It should have been rated R. I need to see violence, like real violence, skin breaking, bone cracking violence in the show, in the movie. So that next movie comes out, it should be rated R, because the show definitely had a rated R vibe, just not quite there, right? Like it could have been, but good enough, but not quite there as far as the violence and the sex. It just, you could have turned up the notch, turn that little dial up a little bit, tweak it. All right. Last negative. The Penguin loves his mother way too much. It gives off another type of vibe to me. Yes, it's just like that. It's just like that. Except they did not show, an all the way performance if you know what I'm talking about. So they might as well have done that. They might as well have done that. That's how sick that was. Okay? It's what the hell? I got uncomfortable every time those scenes came up. Why are you hugging your mom and laying in bed with her like that, man? What's wrong with you? But still, I have to give this a hell yeah. Okay? It deserves it. I just want to see it do better. I want to see it escalate. That next movie better be rated R. Press that like button, share, subscribe.